Okay, it says we're on.
StreamYard does.
And now your papa says he knows I don't have any money. Been listening to Bruce Springsteen lately.
We are live.
I don't see us. Are you over in Mac of the Future?
Yeah.
Okay, I see us on my page. Alrighty. And let me check over at the Tubes of You. Dude. Where is it? My videos. No, that's not what I wanted. Show more. Oh, it's not there yet. Where is it? And I'm sure everyone who's now watching is going, what the hell are they doing? Oh, we got a comment. Who did a comment?
Me.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
dude. I should be able to see the video.
Oh, we got 5 people.
Oh, there
here.
we go.
There's Frank.
Okay, we're there. We're over there on the Ubes of 2. Wow, that made absolutely no sense.
Nope.
The Ubes of 2. The 2 Ubes.
The Books of Face.
The Books of Face. How's everybody doing tonight? This is gonna be a fun show.
It always is.
Yeah. 6 people now. Hello, 6 people.
I only see 3.
I'm showing 7 eyeballs.
Your page and this page?
And Facebook user, I don't, good picture. Thank you. Eve, guys, if you go on over to...
That's Frank.
Oh, is that Frank?
Yeah.
Frank, go on over to StreamYard.com /Facebook and click OK to let StreamYard display your name right here.
There's got to be a way to fix that.
No, there isn't. Part of it is StreamYard, but the other, because, they want the traffic. The other part is Facebook, and because I was running into this with Mimo when I was using Mimo all the time, and it was part of the reason why I went to this. Facebook is constantly changing their rules on what they'll allow. And every time they change their rules, and same thing with Skype does the same thing. It's why I have so many problems with Ecamm call recorder. They keep changing the rules that benefits them, of course, and screws their third-party developers. And, you know what? We have to...
Get going here.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to hit the 30-second thingy, and then we'll get started. Somehow or another, we actually managed to start exactly on time. I don't know how it happened. However, if you're looking for or expecting news about who was elected the whatsis of the whositz, well, you're going to be disappointed. Instead, there's an event scheduled for 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 10th of November, and it will likely be the first Apple Silicon Macs. Also, tonight, Apple Music TV, Black Friday shopping, and the iPhone 12 beats the very best from Samsung. All of that and so much more on the Mac to the Future Livecast. Go. That music just makes me dance each and every time. I don't know why. And because I'm 60 years old, when I dance, not only does everybody see it, everyone is completely weirded out by it. And that's a good thing. I am, it is more than a little frightening. Yes, it is. I am your humble host, Guy Searle, and I am joined this week. Come on. Don't do this. There we go. Get rid of that. And we go over here and we say, hello there, Mr. David Ginsburg. And you have your very own ticker, and it doesn't say Warren Sklar.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, unfortunately, Warren could not join us this evening.
No, he couldn't. Doing well. It was nice to see you on Mac Voices Live last night. We had a lot of fun there too, and
always
we'll have some fun here as well. And yes, let's not talk about any of the election stuff. I don't want to talk.
No. Nobody wants to hear that. And if you want to hear that, there's so many other places that you can go for it. Go somewhere else. We're just not going to do it. However, we do have some comments. We have actually, right here. Marcus says that he's doing well. His hair is combed and his bowels are empty.
God.
Thanks.
Way too much information. I need that.
Yeah. And he was talking about how many people we had watching. There we be. Frank has gone over to, StreamYard.com/Facebook, which is where you have to go in order to get your name to appear when you make a comment. And he thinks that Tim Cook should be interim president. He would have my vote. He would definitely have my vote. And Warren is here in spirit. And Frank says, I'm guessing this goes back to bowels empty, Mr. Benjamin.
Yes, too much information.
Too much information. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, we're going to jump right into it tonight. We have some quick takes here. I was talking to Dave about this before we got started. When we were doing the Mac Voices live cast last night, which you can see on Tuesday nights at 8 to 9 p.m. on the Facebooks over at Mac Voices. Yep. Facebook.com/Mac Voices. They were talking about AirPod Pros that were discounted at Woot. And I went ahead and I bought some while we were right there on the show, which of course means that they will be updated at half the price during the upcoming November 10th event, just because it's 2020. That's how that works. Getting to our first quick take. Have you looked at the Apple Music TV yet there,
yes.
Mr.? Did you find it easy to get to?
No, I mean, you got the live thing. You all of a sudden it starts playing live stuff. But then the other night I was playing around with on Apple TV and got on the music in there. Then all of a sudden you had Jump by Van Halen was right there, and I go, oh, cool, I can watch this. And then I go through, and then you go to the different genres on Apple TV, and then I started seeing bands like Boston and Bon Jovi and the rock category, all their old time stuff. And so it was kind of neat that they had all those videos you can grab at your fingertips. But I know the music TV piece of it is supposed to be the live music, it's not current stuff with all these us old timers, and we don't listen to half that stuff sometimes. And
we want that good old fashioned rock and roll. Yeah. When all they did was do drugs, they didn't do all this other stuff. I don't understand these kids today.
Yeah, these kids.
Kids.
So, but it's interesting. I mean, it's good to see Apple's really continued to expand on Apple Music, and it's good stuff.
Well, one thing, because I hadn't actually tried the service yet, so I figured, okay, well, it was tonight, as a matter of fact, before we started the show. So let me bring up Apple TV on the Mac here, and I'll go and I'll check it out. So I brought up the Apple TV app, and then it was like, okay, well, where the hell is it? I actually had to Google how to find the music video part. And what you have to do, if you go to the Apple TV app on your Mac, you go to Watch Now, then scroll down until you see it. It's past Up Next, What to Watch, election coverage, or whatever the hot button topic would be, under My Channels, and under Apple TV Plus for the other Apple originals. And then you'll find it. So it's like scroll, and then eventually you'll get there. But I was kind of like, really, you couldn't just give it its own little button right there so people can just go to it. No, it's buried. It is so very buried.
It is, which is surprising, but
Is it the same on the regular Apple TV, on the Apple TV device?
On the Apple TV, it was not as hard to find, but because they had some highlight headers, on Apple TV has the header images,
Right.
and that's when I caught it. So, so not as hard. I mean, on the iPhone, it takes a little bit of navigating to find it as well. But the Mac voices for right now, Winston cigarettes.
What did you know? Now, I'm going to take us on a little journey here.
As you go off on a side track.
One of the very first primetime cartoons was the Flintstones.
Yep.
Back in the early 60s. And one of the sponsors was Winston cigarettes.
Yep.
And so there is a commercial with Fred and Barney extolling the virtues of smoking cigarettes. Oh, that smooth tobacco taste. And the guy that used to do Fred Flintstone's voice, I believe, actually was a heavy smoker. I think it was Alan Freed who did Fred's voice originally.
Barney was Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc. Well, no. Here you go. First part of the season of season 1, yes, it was. But then Mel Blanc was in a terrible car accident. And so part of the first season or part of the second season was done by someone else, which is, if you watch like the really, really old Flintstone cartoons, you'll be like, that doesn't sound like Barney. Well, that's because it was actually being done by someone else. So
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. It's hidden. Okay. We're going to move on. Do you have any plans for Black Friday shopping this year?
My Black Friday shopping is going to start this coming Friday with my pre-order of my iPhone 12 Pro Max, and probably going to buy some HomePod minis as well. So that's my Black Friday. So as far as that, other than that, I guess I always take a peek to see what the what's going to be out there. I know
the hoi polloi.
I know they're deep discounting 55-inch TVs, like going under $200 or $150, some crazy amounts of money. But of course, with the off brands, but they're gonna get people to entice them to get people to buy them.
Insignia, Westinghouse. I mean, some of these brands.
RCA.
And in the day, those were like huge. Those were like big name brands. But now, if you want Vizio or Sony or
even
Samsung,
TCL is a big name now. That's a Chinese company, and I saw them at CES.
What? They make TVs in China?
Oh yeah, the
TCL.
And what was the other? I think there's another brand I can't remember.
Insignia. That's
is Insignia Chinese?
Yeah.
That they sell those at Best Buy.
Yeah.
But the TCL TVs were not too shabby. They're pretty impressive TVs. I was very impressed with them. So I'm sure they're going to have some deep discounts on those models too, just because they're not their normal Samsung, Sony.
Yeah. Well, I have a 55-inch 1080p Vizio, and upstairs we have a 42-inch Vizio that is just 720p. However, if you have a relatively small screen, like under 50 inches, chances are you're really not going to notice the difference between 1080p and 4K. There's just not enough screen real estate to make it really pop.
I've got a curved 65-inch 1080p Samsung, and it's awesome. I love it. And I don't know service. And then in my bedroom, I got a 55-inch Samsung that I had prior to that is also 1080p, which is perfectly fine. So I don't see. To me, it's potato.
So I'm looking to.
Warren's got a rock.
I got a rock. All right, Charlie Brown. I would love to get a slightly larger TV set for upstairs, for the bedroom upstairs, but we don't.
65 is a good sweet spot for me.
Well, we have a 42. It's only a 42 inch.
But
we're like within 5 feet of it. So do we really need a huge screen if we're that close?
True, but they're coming far and few between. I mean, they got the 32s, the smaller ones for like a small setting. I got the TV next to me here is a 32, but the 40 you don't see as many. They still have them, I guess. But the 55 is actually the big sweet spot right now as far as the most affordable. You could get 55s for like $200-$300. I mean, who'd have thought? I think the one I got in my bedroom, I know I probably paid over $1,500 for it. So when it was new, so.
Yeah, I avoid Samsung TVs. I had a really, really bad experience
No, knock on wood, I've been good.
with an
So,
earlier one.
in fact, I had a
So
DLP 42-inch, but from them that was a great TV. It just was old technology, and remember the ones with the bulb you had to replace when it would go out.
yeah,
Uh, so I donated it to Salvation Army because it was still
my
working, but I had to get rid of it. It was just what do you need to keep this thing for?
it was like a year and a half ago. My mother-in-law had it was a 25-inch tube TV,
Oh yeah, I had one
big,
of those.
huge, monster, heavy, and we were
It's
having
Sony.
trouble getting cable to work on it. And we were going through a number one, it's not digital, so you have to go through a
Yeah.
converter
Converter
box.
box. Oh my, remember those?
And yeah, she
It
was
was
still using it.
buying it as
And we
like a
finally
rash.
convinced her. Yeah, we got a I think it was a 52-inch LCD TV,
Perfect.
1080, and it was really, really cheap.
Take
And
some
oh
sauce.
my
Great.
God, you would have thought that we had plunged a knife into her TV watching entertainment, because it was like, oh, I don't understand. Doesn't look right. It's like, no, because it looks like it's supposed to look.
Supposed to look. Yeah, those
Yeah,
tube
and
TVs
thank
are
God
obsolete.
my nephew was there, because trying to get that 25-inch monster out from the little container that it was in, the entertainment unit, out
Brutal.
to the garage. And I knew once we
Really?
put it down in the garage, it was going to stay there, because there was no way my mother-in-law
It's
was going
like
to be able to
1,000
get it
pounds.
back inside again.
My dad had remember those Sony Vegas, those ones. Those
Oh
that
yeah,
thing
yeah, yeah. We
was
had a
weighed like 100
Trinitron.
150 pounds at least.
We
crazy.
had a 20-inch Sony Trinitron. It was like a flat screen, but the cabinet was curved. I mean, it was completely 70s chic. And and your memories of those TVs are like, oh, those were so big. But then if you see them now, you're like,
Yeah, it's
it's
Zenith.
tiny. Yeah, it's a tiny thing.
Zenith console TVs.
Okay, next. Forgot to mention this. Black Friday is usually it's the Friday after the U.S. holiday of Thanksgiving, which means it's going to be November 27th, followed by Cyber Monday on the 30th. Now, just because these are the 2 days that have most of the attention, doesn't mean that there's not going to be some great deals that are going to be going on before and after all of this, because Black Friday apparently has now kind of gone over into October, all the way through just past Christmas. So you can always find good deals here at the end of the year.
Yep.
Something I saw online is that some people are talking about a redesigned Mac Pro with silicon chips,
Like a
silicon processors.
mini Pro of some sort. They said that's what the rumors were. It's going to be a little smaller than, but I just can't see them diving into silicon right away with the Pros. I mean,
with the Pro, no, I think that if
might
this
work,
form factor
coincide with you would have an Intel one still, and then a silicon, and see
yeah,
where
and it would they wouldn't call it a Mac Pro, that it would be
right.
some other new type of desktop machine, like
Mac
the next
Pro
Mac
Mini?
Mini, yeah, or something like that. But the last story that we have in the quick takes, iPhone 12 Pro beats Samsung's best in an app speed test, and the iPhone 12 only had half the RAM of the Galaxy Note that it was going up against, and still kicked its ass. So
Pre-order this Friday. 12 Pro Max.
Do you have your
I have
that like bookmarked and ready to just
I got
go
it
in there?
pre-approved. You could pre-approve it for my trade-in, for my upgrade. You get that set up.
But doesn't that mean you don't actually have to order it if you've already been pre-approved for one with
I don't have to
trade-in?
fill out all. I don't have to fill out all the paperwork. All I gotta do is click 2 buttons and say buy this one now and buy it, and that's the end of it. So it's like a couple.
Okay, it just seems it's like, okay, well, this isn't the pre-order. This is like the pre-approval thing you have to do. It's the pre-approval for the pre-order
of the Apple upgrade
for the Toyota Prius. So
that's right, for P's, and as we pop our P's in our mics here,
yeah. This is why we have pop filters and all those other things.
No, it's it's pre-approved to be pre-ordered. That's it.
Okay. Got
Moving
it.
on.
All right. Main stories. The Apple bundle. I'm glad that you included this, Dave. Apple's new service bundle, Apple One, has begun rolling out to Apple users, bringing together different combinations of subscriptions, including Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, Apple News Plus, storage service, iCloud, and the newly revealed Apple Fitness Plus under one price. The move announced at Apple's online event in September follows Apple's increased investment in services over the past 3 years. Now, I have to admit, I had kind of forgot about this until you mentioned it. So I went ahead and I went into my phone and hit my name under system preferences, and it was just like a boom, 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 real easy to sign up for it. And then just because I was curious, I went and I got my iPad out, my 2018 iPad Pro, and I looked there, already done.
Yep.
It's like it propagated across all my other devices.
Which bundle did you go with?
I went with the tall one,
You
because I already had the 2 terabytes of storage.
Oh,
so it didn't make any sense for me.
Save a ton of dough with that. I mean, it's
especially if I can convince my kids to go ahead and do it.
Now you can add them. It doesn't going to cost you anything because I think 6 other people can do it.
Including Apple TV Plus. And remember, you don't
Arcade.
have to have an Apple TV device to use the Apple TV Plus service. So if you have a smart TV that has the ability to add applications like Apple TV Plus,
PlayStation,
then you can just
Xbox,
go ahead. Yeah, that's coming up. That's coming up, I think, in the next update.
Yep. So it was interesting to see Apple just all of a sudden just mentioned it during the earnings call. Oh yeah, by the way, the bundle's coming out on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Like, here you go. Boom.
And interesting. They're interesting bundles. It goes from the $15 a month for the individual plan all the way up to the $29.95 a month premier plan, which what I went ahead and did as well.
Yeah.
Now, a couple people are questioning. Some people are questioning, the justification and the cost. If it's just an individual person, I think that individual plan is great. Actually, if you don't,
and you don't need a lot of iCloud storage.
Don't need a lot of iCloud storage. You get the 50 gig plan with the individual, and you get News Plus is not News Plus or Fitness Plus. It doesn't come with it, but you get all the rest. Arcade, Arcade, I could take it or leave it. I'm not a huge gamer, but it's fine. It's a nice little perk there. Then you move to the family plan, and then that increases the cloud service for iCloud up to 200 gigs. 200 gigs for a family, which I had originally. And then I moved up to the premier plan. So then now you get all the whole kit and caboodle, including Fitness Plus, which isn't officially released as of yet, but it's going to be included in there. When you add up all these bundles, like for the premier plan, you're saving like $25 a month. It's just crazy. That's a pretty good savings right there.
Well, to be fair, that's assuming that you were going to get Fitness Plus. You were going to get all those services anyway. If all you wanted was the 2 terabytes of storage from iCloud,
$10,
then there's no point in getting the bundle.
Well, who's not going to have at least music? I mean, the people, for the most part, do have music. And on top of that, if you want, you also can add an additional 2 terabytes of space. So if you have the 2 terabyte plan, you can increase to 4 terabytes. It's another $10 a month if you so wish. And then basically you're adding an additional 2 terabytes. That original 2 terabyte plan that you can do as an add-on to any of the services. That'll increase your space. However many. Like if you 200 gigs, you get 200.
I wonder if you could use this as like an online backup of like everything. Not just the Apple stuff.
That's what the file.
Everything.
Yeah, I know about everything. I don't think it's opened up that.
Well, if you could point like Carbon Copy Cloner or Super Duper to your iCloud drive.
I don't know. Maybe you can. Oh yeah, on the Mac, I think you can. You could point it to that.
I'm going to look into that. I'm currently using Backblaze, which is like $100 a year, and I have got something like. Well, actually, no, I couldn't because I've got something like 12 terabytes of stuff that I'm currently backing up. So yeah, even with the update, I still couldn't do it. But I'm kind of an edge case.
Yeah. Well, we're both in the niche. We're not normal
Yeah.
people when it comes to this stuff, but if anybody is in the market for this stuff, and like I said, you can take it or leave it as far as some of the other apps that you may not like, News Plus, Arcade, and Fitness Plus, or even to Apple TV Plus for that matter. But Apple
Yeah.
TV is $5 a month; it's nothing, and they're adding a lot of great shows. So I'm finding it to be a value. The other thing I'll mention too is, I was always buying on Apple Music. I would buy the 1 year plan, so I pay $99. So I would save money. So the first thing I asked was, like, I went on Twitter, I asked Apple support. Oh, that's a good question. They didn't even know. And then the next morning, I went and checked my account, and I got credit for whatever I didn't use. So
Now,
like,
what about what was the other music service? Match.
well, iTunes Match. That's been an interesting debate. Do you really need it? Probably not. A lot of people are. I think I was watching Renee Ritchie on Mac Weekly the other day, and he was talking about this. Do you really need to keep it? Do you want to keep it for safety purposes? Yeah, it's $25 a year. Yeah, it's extra money, but I don't want to. You worry that you're going to lose it, but you probably won't, because if you have Apple Music, if you have Apple Music, you already get the match as it is anyway. Because if you have music that you own, you're going to still get the same thing. But right. I've had iTunes Match for like forever. So
I think the difference is the stuff that you own that you can't get through either iTunes or Apple Music. Some people have a lot of
it's for
custom.
Backup. Right.
Yeah, and Apple Match will go into their libraries and try to find, whatever
it's in most people's cases. If you have iTunes Match, I would tend to say, I don't know if you really need it, honestly, because if you have Apple Music, if you don't have Apple Music, like some people may just be tired of paying for the subscription to Apple Music. Okay, then go ahead, get rid of it. But at least if you can fall back to iTunes Match, because then you'll still maintain your backups, and you can download.
Right. You'll still be able to hear all the music that you already own,
and be able to download 256 kilobit versions of your songs, because some people would upload lower bitrate songs, and then you can upload what you have, and it scans it, sees what you have, and then allows you to be able to download the highest quality, and in that case 256 as far as quality songs. So
yeah, they're not MP4s, they're whatever
AACs.
Whatever and there's like, it's like HEIC or HEIV or something
that's photos. No, it would be AAC.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You're right. Which is, I think AAC is a variant of MP4, isn't it?
More or less, yeah. Or you'll have M4 V or video, or you have or MP4 for that matter.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Frank sent us a comment here that Bombich sent out an email to not use the latest carbon copy cloner with the first couple of versions of Big Sur. That doesn't come as a big surprise.
Yeah,
I got that email as well, and for me it doesn't matter, because I'm not going to be updating this computer that I'm using right now to Big Sur until some of my audio programs get updated.
Oh, don't worry. I know Rogue Amoeba is going to.
Of course they are.
They're going to upgrade them. They've been slowly getting them done. So I think Audio Hijack. I bet any money I would venture to say by the announcement next week, we'll probably be starting to hear and seeing.
Oh, I hope so. I really, really hope so. But even then, because of how much I depend on Rogue Amoeba applications, shout out to Loopback and Audio Hijack and
you told me I own them all. So,
and it's just fantastic software, especially if you're a podcaster.
Yep.
And if Big Sur won't let me play, then Big Sur is going to have to wait.
I've got virtual machines of Big Sur I can play for now, and then I've got other machines I can play with. I have a Mac Mini.
I've got Big Sur on the. I have a MacBook Air. And that's where I have Big Sur right now.
You can still play and still try. Just not your daily driver.
Right, guy's daily driver. iTunes Match allows me to play any music I own, and I will not pay for Apple Music. That's fair enough.
Right, and that's what Marcus. That's exactly what I said. Yep.
Yeah. Frank is an AIFF. I almost thought that said sniff for a second. It's like, what? What?
Because he wants the highest quality.
Yeah. And iTunes did hose up some people's collections.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Rogue Amoeba only take a couple of weeks at most. I hope so.
Yeah.
I really, really hope so.
Not worry about it.
Yeah. And we're going to move on from that to the One More Thing event, which is coming up next Tuesday.
How
After a
ironic!
build
It's
up.
on my birthday.
Oh, is your birthday next Tuesday? Happy Apple
Not yet.
Eventy birthday.
I know. They because I thought for sure it was going to be on the 17th, and I said, "There's no way they'll have it on my birthday." Sure enough, there it is.
They had some, because my birthday's September 9th, and I know they had some event in the past that was relatively significant that came up on my birthday. And I don't think I ever bought anything of the stuff that came up, but that's neither here nor there.
No, I know.
After,
I don't think they were thinking of me. I could tell you that.
well, damn it, they should have been.
Yeah.
After a buildup that really stretches back years, Apple is finally supposed to announce the first A14 ARM-based Macs on November 10th. It's being said that the first ones will be a 12-inch MacBook Air and a 13-inch MacBook Pro that won't deviate that much in design from the existing models, that will still be using Intel's x86 processors. And there are some other sites that are reporting that there could also be a 16-inch MacBook Pro. And this one I'm really, really looking at with a grain of salt. A 24-inch newly designed iMac.
That ain't happening.
Why would they do a 24-inch iMac? Anyway, but regardless of what's announced,
it's going to be
on the very first day of release, they will all be running Big Sur. Apple has registered some new Macs with the Eurasian Economic Commission, which is also said to be a bellwether for new Macs. And, repeat after me, there could also be a release for AirTag trackers, Apple over-the-ear AirPod Studio headphones, and maybe a new remote for the Apple TV, and bug fixes. No, that's OS updates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the AirTags is probably something pretty solid now, because everybody's been rumoring that they're going to come out like crazy here with the last couple events, and now they're at the end here, and it seems like something smart that would coincide with these Silicon Macs, and then they're going to do that.
What does Walsh Mossberg say?
I wouldn't know. He's retired.
He says Apple TV, big screen Apple TV. That's what he wants.
Yeah. No, that ain't happening.
No, ever.
But then the AirPod Studios, I know, I heard that through the rumors that they were saying that there had been some production issues. So I would be kind of leading towards, I don't know if that would happen or not.
Yeah, Warren says you won't be able to buy them till at least December. I am not surprised. And of course, he's getting one of each.
Yeah, that I'm not surprised about. He already has
that. Doesn't surprise me.
All his Macs up for sale and his iPads.
So if you need a 2020, what's he got? A 2020 MacBook
Air, and he's got the Mac.
He's got a 16-inch MacBook Pro. What else?
I think those are the two he's got. And then he's
keep your microphone, Warren.
Yeah,
keep your microphone.
Don't spend the money on the microphone, right? I know
that. No. I don't know about these AirTag trackers. I don't know if this follows along with. What was it? Last year they were talking about the some other type of tags that was going to be in retail for stores to track inventory, and there was going to be these little things throughout the store so that you could keep track of where they were going, and it's like, okay, and it just never really happened. And I think Apple actually talked about it, but never really did anything with it. The AirTag trackers to me seems like this year's iPod socks. I just don't see a huge market for it.
Yeah.
But that's, it's not like I haven't been wrong before. So yeah. So I could very well be wrong about this, but I just don't see a need.
I think it's been delayed this long. So I got a pretty solid thinking.
We'll see. I would be interested in seeing the over-the-ear AirPod Studio
headphones. That I think is going to be delayed. I think they're going to wait till next year. And
really, because that's just using Bluetooth. So all they need is some good cans.
Heard there was production issues. I mean, what they're running through. That was some of the rumors I read. So.
Oh, I don't know. Bluetooth beacons. Yes. Hold on. Oh, come on. Where's my cursor? Damn you. Where's my cursor? Here it is. Got to scoot it back over to here. Marcus Benjamin, Apple stores use Bluetooth beacons, so do many other stores without your knowledge.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. So did they actually release that? I wasn't aware that that was something that they were actually doing, or is it just in Apple stores?
Don't know. I wasn't aware of that.
Okay. But I would like to see AirPods Studio headphones. I wouldn't necessarily.
And there's going to be new AirPods Pro. I mean, even though you just bought yours, but
yeah. Well, these are Sony MDR 7506s.
Yeah, Sony makes good headphones.
And these are my like studio quality. This is what I use to edit the podcast. And then to that Mac Mini I just bought, I've got some AKG. What are these, K52s? Yeah, AKG K52s, which are relatively inexpensive. Yeah, I did have one set of cans that I had that I really, really liked. But I couldn't justify the cost. Was Sennheiser HD 280s. They were just glorious headphones.
Big money.
Yeah. Sennheiser makes some really good ones too. As does Audio Technica. Audio Technica, I think it's the ATH 30, 40, and 50X headphones are very, very well received.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's kind of all we got.
Yep.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about, Dave, or are we going to wrap this up?
I think we covered good.
All right. Well, then why don't you tell people how they can get a hold of you?
Well, you can get a hold of me by going to In Touch with iOS at intouchwithios.com, and we do a show there with Mr. Warren Sklar, and yes, we have lots of fun doing that. And you also can.
He should be on tomorrow night.
Will be tomorrow night. Yep, I got a guest coming on. Michael Eisenberg. He's the tech lawyer. I think that's his let me see what it was. He's the tech savvy lawyer. That's his name. That's his thing. He's an actual attorney, and he was at my Apple user group last week. So I asked him to come on the show to give
nice.
Give a bit of a law perspective of iOS. So we'll see where that goes. But and then of course on Twitter, the Twitter's Dave G65.
And if you'd like to get a hold of me, my email address is guy@mymac.com. You can reach me on the Twitters. I am Mac Parrot or Vert Shark. You can also hear me on other fantastic podcasts like the mymac.com podcast I do with Gazmaz. We just had Carl Madden on last week, and that was fun. Hadn't heard from Carl in a while, who does the Mac and Forth podcast, also worth listening to. And of course, there's Guy's Daily Drive, which I do in my car because I am completely insane, as well as what you're listening to right now, the Mac to the Future live cast. You can find all of these audios and videos over there on the YouTubes. Just look up Vert Shark over there on YouTube, and then like, share, subscribe. Did you see it the second time or the first time? Like, share, subscribe. That's all you got to do. It's all so very easy. If you would like to help support the things that I do, you can go to patreon.com/MacParrot. You can go to ko-fi coffee.com/MacParrot. And lastly, you can go to PayPal to paypal.me/ wait for it, MacParrot. There you go. And that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you all so very, very much for joining us right here on the Mac to the Future livecast. We hope to see you next week. Hopefully we'll have Warren back on as well. And yeah, I think if I can get to where I need to get to, there we go. I think that is it's going to do it, Dave. So say goodnight, Dave.
Good night, Dave.
That's all you had to do. Oh, we're back. And I think there was one more comment that snuck in just as we were at the end. Oh,
Good night.
good night. Let's. Oh no, I am not gonna play that. Or Marcus has a comment. That is just not a good comment, Marcus. Bad, Marcus.
Was it naughty?
It was naughty.
Yeah.
I'll show it.
Who's Rachel?
Bad Marcus. Bad.
I don't know who Rachel is.
I don't know either. Wait, was there there wasn't anybody named Rachel on last night.
Oh,
There was
Kelly and there was Brittany.
Yeah. Can't think of who else there was. That was it.
Well, as far as
I haven't gone by Rachel in years.
yeah, me either. That's why I was wondering who's Rachel.
Rachel.
Mike T. Rose, and he was on, and
Yep.
that was on Mac Voices
It was so funny.
every week, man.
Watching Chuck was like, I have lost complete control.
Yeah, he's
of
like, I'm
this
going to mute
show."
you all.
A
I don't blame him.
mutual muting. Yeah, I don't know if how well you can see this. This is my new. I know.
My stock shirt.
Actually, I will do this.
And everybody wants
I'm
to
gonna
see
loosen this, pull this over.
Ah.
That's my new stand, my new mic stand. So it's low profile. Instead of coming over the top.
So not only you have a million mics, you have a million mic stands.
I have 4 mic stands. Here's one here. Then here's the low profile one. There's one next to it. And then there's 2 back over there. I need to get rid of some of this crap. I don't know why I've got all this stuff. It just doesn't make
I don't know
any
either,
sense.
man.
It's just I see something and I get like,
Yeah,
I like that. I wanna try that. And
I'm the same way.
actually, there's a guy that I follow, and this will come as absolutely no surprise to anyone. There's a guy that I follow on YouTube that does a lot of audio reviews and mic reviews named Podcastage. And a lot of the microphones that I have bought are based on reviews that he's done.
He suckered you in.
He suckered me right in. But he has this low profile stand, kind of like this one I've got right here, except it's made by a different company, and it goes for like, I think it was like over $300. And it was like, if I have enough trouble justifying $300 to buy a microphone, I'm not going to spend $300 on a mic stand. That's just not going to happen. So I've been looking for one that was less expensive, and let's see. I will.
Well, this is the road
get
one.
the link. Here it is. I'm going to send you the link to this one. It's about $80, which isn't bad for something like this.
Are you putting in our chat or Facebook?
Well, I'm gonna put it in our chat too, but I wanted everybody else to be able to see it too.
Frank said, "Send me a stand."
Frank, if you want one of these, I've got. Let's see. This is a. Well, I'm not gonna get. I have a Heil one that I'm keeping. I'm definitely gonna keep the Heil one. That's just like. But I have a long one and a short one that's very, very similar to it. That were much less money, but they have the same pneumatic like hinges that the Heil does. It's just these are a little bit stiffer than the Heil one. Here's like this one here looks a lot like the Heil one in the way that it does its thing.
Yeah, I've got the Rode, the PSA 1, which is $100.
Yeah, and that's a lot of money for a stand.
But I figured I'm going all out. I'm keeping this into a Rode family here. So,
okay, let me find the link to the short one. I'm pretty sure I know I got that off Amazon. But I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you, Frank. I'm doing this a stupid way. I'm like scrolling through everything I bought instead of just doing the search. Mic arm. Let's see. The newer NB39 is a piece of crap. I think this is it right here. Let me take a look. Okay, this is the smaller one. It's the Innogear microphone arm stand. It's $40, and it's.
There you go.
Let me get the measurements here. It's each arm length is about 14 inches. The bigger one, which is $66,
Hey, look, I put a
is
cap.
19 inches.
I put a cap on my camera.
Copy. Actually, it makes no sense for me to put the link in.
Yep.
If you go to Amazon and just type in this description that I'm going to put in.
All right, I'm heading out.
All right, Dave. Have a good. I'm going to stay on for a little bit. Talk to Frank and whoever else wants to talk to me.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Dave. We'll see you next week.
See you guys. Bye.
So the Innogear microphone arm stand, if you go to Amazon and punch that in there, you'll see it. So Frank, send me, not here, but send me your address through email, guy@mymac.com, or if you know any of my other emails, you can send it to there as well. And I'll find a box or something that I can send it to you with. Because I'm not using it, and I would rather it go to a good home. And if you can use it, then that would be wonderful. But go on over to Amazon and take a look at Innogear microphone arm stand, and let me know if that's something that you can use. I wonder, could you attach that to your chair? Or how do you have your microphone attached right now? Mac Pro 5,1. Yeah, I had one. I had a Mac Pro 5,1. I gave it to my son Peter, and he's still using it. It was nice. I had a 8 gig RT 580 graphics card in it. And the only reason why I stopped using it was because it was so loud. I mean, the fans would kick up in that thing, especially when I was doing a podcast, and I couldn't filter it out. I mean, I tried everything. I actually bought a cabinet to put it in to try to muffle it, but that ended up making it get so hot that it actually shut down one time when I was doing the podcast. It got so hot. So, I don't know. I wish I've already told my son that when he gets a new computer that I want it back, because it was just such a great computer. And for people who don't know what we're talking about, I guess it's just Marcus and Frank and me at this point. That was the 2010-2012 Mac Pro, with just phenomenal machine. You could do like anything. Protesters and possibly rioters live in Minneapolis. Road trip like half-hour drive. What are they complaining about? It's looking like Biden's going to win. So what are they whining about now? What's the beef? I don't get it. See, I had a 3.1 or 3,1, 2008. I think it was a 2.4 gigahertz quad core, and it was okay, but I wanted the Maybe it was a 2.4 quad core, but I had the 2.8 quad core, and the 5.1 gave you some upgrade paths that you didn't have with the 3.1. All right, guys. Frank, get a hold of me. Let me know, and I will be happy to send that to you. And I will see you all next time, right here on the Mac to the Future livecast. Luke Miana. Yeah, I know him. Okay, gotta go. Bye, guys.